Why the sky is blue? Why the sun appears reddish during sunrise and sunset? Why clouds are white in color? These are some of the interesting questions we have in our mind. So let's try to find out the answer for these questions today. So the reason behind the blue color of the sky is the phenomenon of scattering of light. So when visible light travels through the atmosphere, the small particles of the atmosphere are causing the scattering of light. So I mean the small particles of the atmosphere, it can be the dust particles, it can be the gaseous molecules. So the important thing is the size of the particle should be very, very small. So the scattering takes place. So when scattering takes place, in the visible spectrum, the lowest wavelength regions are scattered the maximum, and the longer wavelength region or the highest wavelength regions are scattered the least. So we know that violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red makes the visible spectrum. So among this, violet has the shortest wavelength and the red has the longest wavelength. So the violet color will be scattered the maximum, and the highest wavelength, that is red color, that will be scattered the least. But we don't see the color of the sky as violet. Then why it is like that? So when scattering is taking place, the bluish region of the spectrum will be scattered the maximum. That comes under the lowest wavelength region. So the bluish region of the spectrum will be scattered the maximum, and we will be able to see the color of the sky blue. Now comes the next question. Why the clouds are white in color? As I said, the size of the particles matters there. So in the clouds, we know that the water molecules acts like the obstacles. So the water molecules have bigger size compared to the wavelength of all the colors of light. So what happens is all the colors in the visible spectrums will be scattered in the same amount by the clouds, because the water droplets, the water molecules are bigger in size compared to the wavelength of light. So all the colors will be scattered in a uniform way. So we will be able to see the color of the clouds as white. I have a picture for you. This picture I captured on one evening. So how many of you would be able to answer this question? Why it looks like this? Please put your answers in the comment box. Now the next question comes. Why the sun appears reddish during sunrise and sunset? It's been an amazing scene to see the sun rising up with that red colored disk, isn't it? So, the reason behind this beautiful phenomenon is also scattering. So, during sunrise and sunset, the sun is at the maximum distance from the observer. We say that the sun is at the horizon. So, the sunlight has to travel the maximum distance to reach the observer. So during this time, what happens is all the shorter wavelength region of the spectrum will be scattered, and only the remaining colors will be the longer wavelength region, that is the reddish region of the spectrum will be only the reddish region of the spectrum will be remaining there. So sometimes it looks like reddish or orangish color, right? It would be a mix of red and orange. That means the longer wavelength region will be remaining there, and shorter wavelength regions are all gone. So this is the reason behind the sun appearing reddish during sunrise and sunset. Now let me ask you another question. The sun will not appear red throughout the day, right? It appears white in color during the noon. So during that time, the sun is directly overhead. So it travels lesser distance to reach the observer. So the scattering is going to be less during that time, and we will be able to see the white color sun. Hope you understood the phenomenon of scattering, and you will be able to answer the question why the traffic signals are red in color. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for more classes. See you soon with another interesting video. Bye.